What's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the MMA Bourbon Appreciation Society as we go on the road. And where are we, Mr. Range?
We're at the Speakeasy in Granite City, Illinois.
We are, that's right. Myself, Jim Range, Craig Nasello tonight here at the Speakeasy in Granite City, Illinois. And we're kind of doing this a little bit differently. We decided to give it a shot on the road, and I'm pretty stoked about it.
I am too. We've been talking about it for so long. Speakeasy's been open 2 months now, maybe 3.
Yeah, about
give
three,
or take
three
a little
four.
bit.
Yeah.
And very cool environment. I mean, you walk on the inside, and it's very laid back, very much that Art Deco, 20s, 30s.
Oh yeah, it's straight out of The Great Gatsby. Yeah. The cool thing is whenever we were walking in, I asked producer Matt to find the front door. Didn't work. It was pretty awesome. He couldn't get through the meat locker.
First time I got here, I did the same thing.
Yeah,
luckily
completely.
I'm getting ready to dial Jeremy on the phone, and luckily somebody walking up. You need to figure out how to get in. I go, yes, please.
But it's pretty cool. It's a great time here, Wednesday to Saturday nights in Granite City, and we'll probably do a few more shows from here. And I think at some point in time, we're even going to try to do a live audience with us. So if you like that idea, let us know in the comments if you'd like to join us for that. But of course, tonight we are talking all about whiskey and mixed martial arts. And we have got a lot of whiskey news tonight, which really, you know, sometimes we gotta search far and wide.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff that happened in the whiskey world. There's also a lot of stuff that happened in the MMA world this week. But of course, the very first thing that we do is we always make you a drink to join us. And so tonight, I am going to do one that has been pretty popular here at the Speakeasy so far. And I called it a pineapple upside down cake, which it's not the shot, because that was what everybody asked me in the beginning. I didn't actually realize there was a shot called that. But this is a fun one of whiskey, of a little lime juice, some cream to coconut, and some pineapple juice. So we are going to start off tonight here with an 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces of bourbon, and I think I am going to make it with this, which may lead into our sip, sink, and save tonight.
I'm surprised you went there instead of toasted with it.
I don't want to play into
But I can see.
Yep, I don't want to play into that yet, so I don't think it works. So if you would, though, Craig, also please hand me a pineapple juice behind you in the fridge. So, all right, we are starting out with 2 ounces of your favorite bourbon. We're going to start out then with 3/4 ounce of lime juice. Next, we're going to give it a good squeeze, about a 1/2 ounce of cream to coconut. There. All it really does is it kind of emulsifies. It does kind of what the raw egg does in some drinks. It gives it just a little bit of flavor, but nothing overbearing. And like I said, then we're going to do about 3 ounces of pineapple juice.
And like you said, it doesn't do much. I'm not a coconut person. I couldn't pick up on coconut at all.
I'm not either. I'm not a coconut person.
Craig said
either.
the same thing.
Yeah, but it really does work.
Yeah, it tastes good. It's a nice drink. Subtle. It needs a garnish, maybe a garnish or something on it.
So actually, when I make them in the bar, I do a bruleed pineapple. So I take and I torch a pineapple to it. But since we're here alone tonight, I'm not gonna go that. I'm not gonna burn the place down with that. Yeah. So, but no, give it a good hard shake. You get some pretty tastiness out of it that way. Take it. Give it a good pour, and you are going to get, like I said, a lot of foaminess over the top there. Looks real pretty. To about right there. Give it a splash of Sprite or ginger beer, whatever is your favorite. I know that Craig is a Sprite person. And then...
I don't drink ginger or anything.
You really don't, like at all.
Nope.
Take a couple of drops of aromatic bitters over the top. And that is my pineapple upside down cake. So if you want that recipe, let us know in the comments or on Twitter at MMA Bourbon Society. Not a half bad drink there, is that, Craig?
No, it's pretty good with that Penelope 115.8.
Yeah, I bet the...
A little bit more of a kick than what we were using earlier.
Yeah, we were just using straight off of our rail bourbon for that one earlier. But I could see where 115 proof may put a little hair to it. So we're actually, I made just enough, of course, here for myself, so... May have to do dishes afterwards, but you know, that's the price we pay.
Price of being the owner.
Yeah, I mean, you know, whatever.
Well,
no, it's fine.
The amazing thing is I don't have to do dishes.
Oh, that really does change the flavor. I like it a lot, actually.
I think with this one you might want to do a higher proof with all the acidity of the pineapple.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really tasty. other than Matt just broke the camera.
That's
So.
right.
That was pretty good.
The perils of live podcasting. I love it. No, there has been some pretty interesting stuff going on in the whiskey world. Kentucky is one of those kind of states that really do draw together. And it's kind of, it reminds me a lot of whenever the Cumberland flooded in Nashville all those years ago, and then it was literally just the Midwest and Nashville that got together and did it. Well, Kentucky has done something for the flood victims that have been all over.
They did the same thing with the tornado a couple years ago, and they raised a few $100,000 for it.
Well, and if you haven't been to Louisville for a while, it's actually hard to get to some of the distilleries. Producer DJ K-Pop and I were down there, and you actually had to go another way to get to Glens Creek and to like back into Castle and Key, because that one particular road that we all used to take to go in is flooded.
Oh.
Like still at this point.
Yep.
Well, it would be nice to have gone down there this weekend, or this week, but, you know, somebody
I mean,
can't get off work.
Yeah,
Oh, hey, Jimmy, what's going on?
Hi, look, Jim Range, ladies and gentlemen.
Jimmy Range, everybody.
No, but
It happens.
but
You just got to tell them nothing.
I just got done with a week of vacation. That's why I can't.
oh, can't take 2 vacations with your
You
buddies.
can't-
That's
you can't
fine.
work
Whatever.
remotely?
Whatever.
I don't think I'd be working remotely if I was down there.
It does. It amazes me, though, what Kentucky has done. And they have come up, Fred Minnick, among others, have established the Kentucky Relief Project. And some of the giveaways are incredible. And I'm already in if you want to go the 16 grand, if we would throw it between our group of friends.
I think I'd be dead. You saw the response we got on it?
What she doesn't know won't hurt you.
I wholeheartedly
I know.
agree with
Better
it.
ask for forgiveness than permission.
But we only need 6 other investors for it.
So if you all would like to throw in $16,000 to bid with us, we are looking at the potential of buying a barrel from Four Roses. Would you like to describe what 14 to 16 years?
16 and 19.
Oh,
wasn't
16
it?
and 19.
Wow.
Oh my. Okay.
But
Could we
it might be
let it age
13
for
to
another
16.
year
It
if
might
it's
be,
a-
it might be in
20?
there.
See, I
But
think
it's
we
with
should.
Brent Elliott.
Okay.
Who?
And
Their master
Their
distiller.
master distiller.
What's his name again? I didn't hear you.
Brent Elliott.
Brent Elliott. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's why I was like, who?
And
Can't hear.
current bid on it, and there's still 5 days to go, is about 135 grand that somebody's bid on this. Now it's a lifetime, once in a lifetime experience.
Well,
Well, maybe twice in a lifetime, because I think the same one similar one was put up
right.
during the tornado relief.
And but to me, all right, so it's 135 grand. You throw it between a few of your buddies, it comes out to about $700 a bottle after, because you're going to get probably 150 bottles out of that barrel with that type of.
And you're going to keep at least one for yourself.
Well, you're going to keep a couple for yourselves, and then you could potentially get $1,000 a bottle in this,
off the secondary, yeah.
and
It pays for the rest of it.
among others things. I love this idea. If you'd like to join us, let us know on Instagram at MMA Bourbon Society. You can jump in with us.
This is how we get in trouble.
Is it? I mean,
Or trouble, fun, whatever you want to describe
you
it.
know, but
Yeah.
it's all fine. So, no,
I
again,
just say you don't be a pussy. I mean,
and that's fair. But but yeah, coming to you from the Speakeasy
Yeah.
here in Granite City, and we all have a bunch of
And
drinks.
say, why do you have
I'm
so
gonna,
many
I'm
drinks
gonna
over
add
there?
onto that though. Go back to the
Yeah,
relief fund.
absolutely. Continue.
There are several bottles on there.
Oh yeah,
It's a
besides
write-off. I mean, that's the extreme of where it's at.
Right.
Go take a look. Kentucky Relief Fund, and just take a look if you're interested in donating. You can do donations. Bourbon community's tight. That's one thing
Yeah,
we
big
all
time.
know about. And there are some bottles in there, a couple $100 on up, but it's going to a good cause. And everything outside the cost of what that bottle would cost is a write-off for your donation. So
Completely.
that. So we could write off the $134,000.
We absolutely
you can
could.
write off everything over what the barrel cost. Yes.
I think that's a great idea.
Perfect.
My
Now,
wife
who
did.
can loan
I
me
tried.
16,000?
Well, you only came in for $10.
$10.
Yeah,
$10
Greg's
is
like
all I
$10
got.
and I'm in. I mean, yeah.
$10 I'm in. I got
But,
you.
I
I give it to you right now.
Yeah, go check it out. It's for an amazing cause.
Yeah.
Bid on something. Not everything is
I
100.
don't have a job right now.
It's fine. You don't need a job. But what we do need is one of Craig's favorite Old Foresters, which is hard to believe because he doesn't like hardly any
Well, there's
of
only
it.
2 of them, so it would have to be his favorite.
Well, So Craig was a fan of the Statesman and the Old Forester Birthday Bourbon.
Birthday is good.
Now,
We'll say the birthday is really good.
so there is a thing with the Old Forester Birthday Bourbon that always makes it more festive. There's the thrill of the chase.
Yep.
You're going to go down, you're going to go to Louisville, we're going to hang out. So was it last year, year before last, that we were going to go and go the morning of, get in line and see if we could get a bottle? By the time that I woke up and I sent Jim a message, it literally said, please no one else come. The tickets have been given away for 2 days because people camped out around the distillery.
Well, we said we're not going the day before when they showed the line. There was over 100 people in line already the day before.
And they only did like 200 bottles at the distillery
At the
itself.
release, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that they give out there now. You can still get lucky and find it in stores and that, but
I'm sorry, that's funny. I mean,
but no, I mean, it was something we talked about doing. We were going to get up that morning,
Right.
go down, and
Make a day of it.
nope.
Have a couple of cocktails, you know,
yeah,
it's fine.
eat at Merle's Whiskey Kitchen, and
Exactly.
yeah, fair enough. And oh, guess who couldn't go? Oh, that's right, me. Fuck you both. Anyway,
But this year, they have completely changed it, and I don't buy that it's for the better.
what
I
they do
am not a
now?
fan of this at all.
Is it a lottery or?
They went to a lottery, and this to me,
100%.
This is
They are
very
going to do
similar.
a national.
Oh,
lottery.
what the hell?
well, they're doing what
That screws the people that live close like us.
Think about the people in Louisville.
to put people in Louisville that would do it, but they're going the same route that all the craft breweries are. That it's when COVID hit, craft breweries, the wait in line, show up, be there all day, drink with your friends, hang out, socialize. That
They
went
made an
away with
event out of
COVID,
it.
and they went to
But COVID's
online lotteries.
done.
No, but they still haven't come back with them. They went to an online lottery. The downfall of that, like you just said, Side Project and others, all of a sudden, and that's a local, one of the top ranked in the country here out of St. Louis. All of a sudden, you're local. They were selling out their release in 2 minutes. You weren't able to get in, so
But
Into the
that's what's going to
lottery?
happen.
You couldn't get into the lottery with
It
that?
wasn't a lottery. It was first come, first served when they said it's
Oh,
going live.
okay.
This one's at least going to be a lottery
Yeah.
that you
But-
get in.
If you can get lucky and get in.
Well,
And
you can get in.
But here's the thing: do you have to buy
No.
tickets for the lottery, or
No, you have to just
see if they were smart, they would sell tickets for it. They would sell the tickets to buy the bottle. I mean, why not?
I think that gets into a liquor law thing.
It might be.
I
but
just
I would think that would be something they could do, but I could be
Well,
wrong. I mean,
But the thing that gets me
they're
is
already
that
gonna probably break it off in
you-
your ass anyway.
You just took it.
No,
They don't. They do it
they
at
do
retail.
retail.
Oh no shit.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
it's a
well,
retail product whenever you get it there.
Okay,
Yes.
my bad.
But the thing that gets me is, you took the fun out of going.
Well,
as our ice
Kind of
machine
not.
folks.
Depending on if you live close like we do, and you make a day of it after you say you win, you're like, ah, fuck it, I'm gonna come down and get it. Don't ship it to me. I'm gonna come get it.
Okay, I get that, but still, you don't have the idea of standing in line, the camaraderie of all of that that makes it.
I understand that.
Take COVID out of the question now because it's done. Even Dr. Fauci said you don't have to do shit anymore.
But
Plain and simple.
COVID
Okay.
didn't play into this.
I don't buy that.
No, COVID did not play into the crowd.
I don't buy this.
And this is where you and I will disagree with this one. They were blocking all the entrances to all the stores around it, and all the other businesses
We're complaining.
were complaining. Yes, because they could not have people on the sidewalk. Nobody was stopping in because it was blocked for 2 days.
I don't buy that either. I'm sorry, I don't. Okay, looking at that distillery, there's Doc Crow's, like a couple the other way, and it wrapped around down to the
Is
alley.
he talking about are you talking about the distillery or are you talking about the fucking beer place?
No, it's at Old
No,
Forester.
Old Forester.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but what are you
We're
talking
talking about Old
Okay,
Forester.
I didn't know if you were talking, because
Yeah.
you were
But it
talking
was-
about the beer place a few minutes ago,
Well, I
and now
talked-
you're going to, okay, you got me confused.
That happens to Craig.
Are you a blonde?
No, I've got head injuries, okay? I've been hit in the head quite a few fucking times. Anyway,
Right.
I'm just saying, you had me confused, like, what are we talking about? Are we still talking about beer or are we talking about bourbon?
No.
I used the beer analogy because that's
Okay.
what they did because of COVID.
Okay.
And they're going the same route and I aligned with Jeremy that you do impact
So now
the locals.
so what you're saying is they're bitching that they're blocking the other businesses,
The
blah, blah,
stores are
blah, blah,
complaining
blah.
about it.
Here's the thing though, what are the other businesses around there? I guarantee they're getting business from those fucking people that are standing there waiting. Especially if it's food.
Like, okay. Producer DJ K-Pop, where did we get Old Forester Birthday Bourbon the last time we went down there? Doc Crow's, right next to the Old Forester Distillery. Am I wrong? No. That's where you can go and get it at any point.
You can say yes or no. You don't have to just shake your head. People can't see you.
Okay. Yes, exactly. So I don't buy that. I think that it's a ploy that they got people who got pissy because they couldn't come down and get in line because they stopped that and they started handing out the line tickets. Now they're eliminating the idea of it having for fun, and I don't like it, but I'll still buy one if I can find it. I will get a ticket, by the way, because I want one.
Well, I will too.
Yeah.
Especially if I ain't got to pay for it.
Right, completely. So guys, will you out there, will you try to get an Old Forester Birthday Bourbon? Have you ever had it? I have. It's amazing.
It's pretty damn good.
Another big one, though, that I have loved since the day that we brought it into our little fold of things is
Uppercut whiskey.
Well,
I'm sorry, did I throw that out there too soon?
There is that. No, we can always plug Uppercut whiskey.
Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry.
That Uppercut whiskey at the Speakeasy. That we can do that too. So
yeah,
come in sometime. We might have a bottle behind the counter. Just saying.
I've been here multiple times. Why are you looking at me and saying come in sometime?
I invite you guys all the time. But anyway, Midwinter Night's Dram is now throwing out its 10-year anniversary.
Hard to
bottle.
believe Act 10 is coming out.
It really is. So we're talking Act 10 now. So Jim, kind of talk through what Midwinter Night's Dram was and what made it kind of a very sought-after bottle.
It's High West's annual release, and it's very limited. It's limited run production. Super limited. But it's a very good rye that's always finished in ruby and tawny port barrels. What's interesting for this year, it's not going to be finished in ruby and tawny port.
So what's it going to be?
White port barrels.
Okay.
So you're going to have a little bit different flavor profile from it on the finnet with it that it's going to be finished in.
So the tawny port barrels to me have always kind of made Midwinter Night's Dram a little bit sweet. So it didn't give, like Craig, how you have the typified rye where you don't like the spice to it.
I don't like the spice, but I do like...
Because it gives it that subtle sweetness. It actually pulls away from the spice. So
Excuse me.
I think, though, that I don't even know what white tawny would taste like.
Yeah, I know. I'm interested.
I've never had it.
I haven't either.
I mean, I did some reading up on it, and...
So what are they talking about being the flavor notes for it?
I didn't write those down.
But I mean...
I slacked on it, but...
Well, no, but a white port barrel, so...
It could be interesting. I don't know, though. I mean, I'm not a big rye guy, first thing.
Right.
But I do like the series. The series is
100%.
amazing. And I am not a rye person, and I 100% will tell you I hate ryes. But I would love to own some of these because they're that good.
Well, I remember because I had an Act 2, which was the first one that we started with. And I mean, I think that was because I had an Act 2, you had an Act 3 or something to that effect. And
a 3 and
then we ended up with like 6
an 8 and a 9.
And yeah, so...
So we definitely have to get a 10 now.
Yeah.
We got to get a 10 because we got to try it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious about white port, though. I mean...
Well, I am too. So, all right, off the cuff question, though. What is your favorite way of a finisher? So is it like the port barrels of Angel's Envy? Is it the Caribbean rum casks? What is the one that gets you the most? Is it the toasted barrel?
Usually I have to pay extra for that, but anyway.
I mean, whatever.
No, honestly, I really don't care.
Really?
I mean, I'm not that person. I don't have that refined palate like everybody has.
Well, I don't even think that it's not even really.
Honestly, as long as it doesn't burn the shit out of me.
Right.
I mean, there's a line of where I want to either drink or eat fucking jalapenos, or you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I get you.
I mean,
well, but you know what you can do is you can always eat while you're here at the Speakeasy, which is great. So check us out, 1318 Niedring House Avenue, because we do have food also. But no, I
think we gotta have food.
So isn't Angel's Envy rye? They're finished in port barrels too, aren't they?
Yep.
Yes.
And I'm not a huge Jefferson's fan. We've talked about that before.
Especially the Jefferson's Ocean.
But that Jefferson Growth Reserve.
I like Wheezy more than on all the. Oh, sorry. Different
this
Jeffersons.
wasn't George
Oh,
Jefferson,
okay,
no.
okay.
See, literally no one under the age of 40 got that joke.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm not under 40.
I
So.
mean, that's fair. But it did make producer Matt laugh, so you got that going for you. No,
That was a good one, Matt. Don't lie, it was.
you know, I don't know. My personal, I do really enjoy the Angels Envy, the way that they finish.
How the hell did we end up on Angels Envy now?
Well, no, just
I
we're
know.
talking
Different
about
finishes.
finishes.
I know. I'm with you.
I like the idea of tawny port because it adds a complete sweetness that you wouldn't get anywhere else.
Right.
And I absolutely hated the Basil Hayden's Caribbean Rum Cask one.
I'm not
To
a
the point
huge,
that I literally took.
You had me chase that down for you too. That's the funny thing about it.
I was so mad.
but I'm not a huge Basil Hayden fan in the first place. But that one was really, really bad.
It was really
It was
bad.
just not good.
No. I actually, I think old, Basil Hayden himself would be upset with that one. So.
Yeah.
Basil Forte.
Fair. All right. Now, we also have a boatload of new releases. And,
These are the ones that I got excited about.
well, and you picked a good list.
It don't take much for Jimmy to get excited though.
It really doesn't.
Wind just blew.
The one, though, that I'm really looking that you pulled out of this, though, is the Smoke Wagon Bottled in Bond Rye.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Smoke Wagons have become like almost a cult following lately.
Yes.
And if you can find some of them, you're looking at some, number one, some pretty high dollar stuff now, which surprised me.
If you can find any of them at this point, really.
Well, yeah, completely. I mean, I had to go to Southern Illinois to find two just standard straight bourbons.
right.
But I think that the Bottled in Bond Rye, 100 proof, that's going to be kicking.
The thing I love about Smoke Wagon, though, you can order it online. It's in stock regularly. The only ones that kill you are the ones that are their special releases, or experimental releases.
Well,
Those are the stupid dollars.
but that's
Everything
what everybody
else,
chases.
right?
So.
And I've never seen one in the wild.
No, I haven't either. The other one I really kind of think would be cool is the
I'm gonna leave that one
PHC
alone.
2022. How quick are you trying to find one of those? If you tell me you already have one, we're going to fight.
It's not out yet.
Like right here on, okay, good, because we were going to fight right here on camera.
So, I mean,
Yes.
we've talked before. PHC's becoming one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Heaven Hill's become one of my favorites. I think it probably is my favorite right now as a whole. Everything with it.
I had another pour of the Heaven Hill 27 here the other night.
I'm just going to open mine up and
I
not
just
share.
don't think you should.
I don't care.
I don't think you should.
But
I think we need to save that for a special occasion, like show 50.
And that's fair.
I mean, when you think about the Parker's Heritage Collection, though, those are released annually. This is the 16th release of it this year, and it's always done in honor of Parker Bean, who was master distiller, I think, for 56 years. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Some ridiculous amount of time that he was there.
Right.
And
So
in
it's
honor
never
of
lasted
him,
that long.
Completely.
exactly. But
Fair.
in honor of him, and he lost the battle with ALS. They actually, a percentage of the revenue from these annual releases, and this is the 16th one, goes to ALS. And last year they surpassed $1 million in donations to ALS from
Nice.
these releases.
That's
Nice.
and that's pretty amazing.
So-
Pretty good.
Yeah.
But the ones we've had, the Heavy Char Rye is incredible.
Oh, absolutely.
Last year's Heavy Char Weeded, wow.
And-
So, I mean, I think there's one that I'm not wild about, and that's the Orange Curacao.
See, I did not care for that at all. That curacao flavor
Curacao?
was just it wasn't tasty at
See,
all.
I can't even
but-
pronounce it right. That's
Right.
how much I dislike it.
But
no,
a lot of good whiskeys coming out. Let us know in the comments what is your favorite and what are you going to be chasing for August and September into the fall, because we've got a lot of them. Now, a big one though tonight, of course, is our Sip, Sink, and Save that you see in front of us. And that is all brought to you by Brad Carey at Unrivaled Realty. If you're for all of your housing needs in Missouri, check out Brad Carey at Unrivaled Realty. And also, of course, the owner of Nemesis Fighting Alliance. And apparently, after this weekend, he's going to be on Dana White's Contender Series next week, and he's taking on somebody I heard at 205. So if you haven't seen the video out there, it has gone viral in St. Louis of Brad Carey just totally strong-arming a guy out. Next
205?
205.
Okay.
He's got to cut a little weight.
I'm not
He'll
gonna
be
say
fine.
nothing else. I see what he did to the guy.
Got to cut weight. Got to cut weight. That'll be good, Brad. We'll get you there. So no, check him out. Unrivaled Realty, Brad Carey, for all of your housing in Missouri needs. So tonight, our Sip, Sink, and Save, we have decided to go after one of the most sought-after name brands at the moment, and that is Penelope.
Which is readily available
It is
and
the
is
best
fairly
part about
reasonable
it.
priced.
The best part about it is absolutely what you just said. These are all readily available at your local liquor store. Check them out anywhere. Get yours, especially in the city of St. Louis. A lot of places have them. But Penelope is one of those that it came on the market and everybody went nuts for it. Just absolutely nuts. And so tonight, we are going to bring 3 pours of it to see what is for your sip every day, what you want to throw down the sink because it's just not at all what you would drink, and what you want to save for a special occasion. So, Craig Nasello, tonight with Penelope, Sip, Sink, and Save. Tell them what they are.
Come on, what were you gonna say, Jimmy?
No, go ahead.
Oh,
You're going to tell what each one is.
I don't know what they are.
Jim, tell them what they are tonight.
We got a barrel. We got 2
barrel
barrel
proofs
strengths and
a regular
Yeah, we've got the toasted barrel strength down here, which is a blend of 3 bourbons, 4 to 6 years. The middle one is a very young 2-year 4-grain. And then on the right over here, we've got a barrel proof 4-grain also that's somewhere between 3.5 and 5 years age.
So we got 2 115s and a 80 proof.
Right.
So.
And I was amazed that they both came out at, 115 proof on the barrel proofs. So
Yeah, I think this is
pretty close.
115.8, and that's 115, or that one's 115.8, and this is 115. I can't remember which one's which, but
Interesting to me is I think this is released, this is 8 or 6.
yeah, that's the 15.8 right there.
That's 8. And the release 6 is also the same proof. Which we were talking earlier, how often does that happen?
right.
Not very often.
So, but they're sourced too. It is MGP sourced. So you know it's quality bourbon coming out right
Completely. Great juice. So, Craig, kick us off tonight with your Sip, Sink, and Save, and why.
My sip is going to be the toasted. I actually changed.
Really?
I changed my.
Wow. Okay.
I changed my my thoughts here. I really, after like the 3rd pour of that, I really like it. I really like that toasted. Little hot on the back end, but the flavor on the front end really makes up for that being a little spicy on the back end.
Right.
My save is going to be the barrel pick or the barrel strength, 115.8, just because for some reason, even though they're the same hotness or whatever, I can't think of it right now. I'm completely drawing a blank. Same proof. There you go. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. That's why I'm the whiskey
me.
steward of the group.
Anyway, I haven't brought that up yet tonight. Damn
I
it.
appreciate it. So.
God damn it, I've been missing opportunities. Anyway, that one still feels hotter than this one.
Really?
To me.
Okay.
On the back end. So that one would be more of something I would mix with. And we actually mixed that last drink with it, and it really changed the profile with that drink, and it made it even better, I think.
I'm a huge fan of it in a cocktail now.
And then this one is just cheap.
See, I don't know.
I don't know if it's cheap or if it's just, it lacks something
It's got a very short
altogether.
finish.
Yeah. It's a cheaper bottle, which we know that. They're all not expensive.
Yeah. That's the best part about
Monetarily,
Penelope,
right.
though. They're not expensive.
They're not expensive.
But everybody wants it.
But that one, for some reason, just tastes cheap.
Yeah.
Like it's,
Okay.
all
right.
Well, it's immature. It's a 2
Yeah,
year,
it's
a
2
2-year
year.
bourbon. But what's interesting to me, when you sample it, most 2-year bourbons, you're like,
Well, because it's harsh.
It's harsh.
This
it
one's
just
not-
grabs you by the.
Not in the least.
This one's
that
not
doesn't.
harsh. No.
So the finish on it for a 2-year, I'm completely impressed with.
Yes.
I don't think it's got a lot of flavor profile to it.
No,
I mean,
it's just lacking. It's lacking in the flavor profile, but it doesn't have that
yeah.
harsh hit.
You get a little bit of
Right.
sweet
Like
corn
we're
and
normal-
maple,
yeah.
but it doesn't last.
No.
Right.
It's
All right.
gone like instantly.
So give it one more
sip
time.
Sip is the barrel proof toasted. My sink is the Penelope Blonde, and my save is the barrel proof. Which one is that one? I don't even know.
That
That's
is
a 4 grain.
Yeah, that's
Four
a 4
grain?
grain barrel
Okay.
proof. So, all right. So from left to right here from us, Craig takes it. Jim Range, give me your thoughts.
So I've gone back and forth 1,000 times on this, and I've
I
had
have
it before.
too.
I
I mean-
actually did a tasting at Beer Sauce out in St. Peter's.
Pardon me.
That
St.
we
Peter's,
had the
Missouri,
local
by
rep.
the way.
Yeah, St. Peter's, Missouri. Which you've never been in there, great place. Solid bourbon selection, whiskey selection, good beer.
I heard they have
spices,
Uppercut whiskey.
And they do have uppercut whiskey. Yes,
Just
they
saying.
do. But then they put on some great events out there too.
Yeah.
With it.
Oh shit!
But so
Got a little heavy with that one.
I mean, you know,
that's all right. So I've had them already in the past, and we did it. The one that we don't have, and you talk about not being able to find, their limited releases are Architect Series.
Sure.
That's really good too. So if you find that one, go for it. We said these 3 are all readily available. And go
Well,
ahead.
we get hit a lot about, we do a lot of stuff that nobody can find. And again, we wanted something that is, this week is absolutely readily
Accessible,
available,
yeah.
but everybody wants to
Oh.
try it. Actually, producer Matt even made the comment before, he's like, I got to try these because it's something new, you know, so. All
Well,
right,
we've talked
Jim.
about bringing this one on too. We've
Yeah.
just been trying to find the right time.
And we finally got it here at the Speakeasy in Granite City, 1318 Niedringhouse Avenue in Granite City. Come check us out Wednesday through Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
That was good, wasn't it?
Very
I gotta
good.
work those
You gotta-
plugs in.
Where's
You got it.
Where's your whiskey Stewart thing at?
I don't have my whiskey steward on the
Ooh.
wall
Why?
because I was going to put it at Jim's house.
Where's your
in
lapel?
The studio.
We should have
I'm not
copies
wearing
of
the
that everywhere.
lapel either.
You should wear the lapel.
The
I'm
lapel
not
pin
wearing
on
the
your
lapel.
jacket it'd be cute.
No. Anyway, Jim, sip,
All right.
sink, and save.
Good.
Intern Michael over there is just, he's like, put that on the, no.
So I'm going to just start out.
All right.
I'm sinking the 2 year as well. It's just, it's not terrible. I would say it's somebody who's trying to get into whiskey be a great one to start with.
Yeah,
I'm going to
absolutely.
preface it with that.
Yeah,
It
bourbon,
doesn't have that
yeah.
2 year harshness. It's a $35 to $40 bottle. So it's not bottom shelf by any means.
No.
But it's something that if you're trying to get into whiskey, it would be good because it doesn't have any of that. I'm just going to say it, the whiskey burn. Like my wife can't stand the
The
smell.
Kentucky hug.
Kentucky hug, exactly. My wife can't stand it. This, she might.
Oh, I bet I could make her a drink with
You
that.
could
that she
definitely make
do.
her a drink
Yeah.
with that one as she would do because
I
you
think she
don't
would drink
get
that one, the one we just made.
Oh, she would
with
definitely
that.
drink that one. I don't know if she would drink it with that.
I bet
I
you
don't
would.
know. I bet she would.
So
I
bet
didn't.
you would.
She might, but and I've gone back and forth between the toasted and the 4 grain.
I know.
Both are
I was
barrel
really
proof.
hard with that one.
And to me, it would be whatever mood I'm in. When I look at the 4 grain over here, on my right to your left on camera, you get a nice lot of caramel with it up front, and then you get that cinnamon finish on the end, which I like that finish.
Yeah.
You hop over to the toasted, you get that caramel and vanilla up front, but what you get more on the back end is that allspice, and that allspice actually comes through on the palate and stays through to the finish with some cinnamon. So I could see either one depending on the mood, being a daily drinker, and I'm not copping out, but I could really, depending on the mood, okay, I'm copping out.
So tonight, what's it going to be?
I'm going to go opposite of Craig. I'm
Oh.
going to sip that just because I really like the
I said the
finish.
same thing.
No, I'm going to sip that one. I'm going to save that one.
Okay.
Because I think with the cinnamon and allspice in there, you got a little more flavor profile for mixing. And I'm going to save that one, or sip that one. I'm going right to left. Sip, sink, save.
Interesting. All right. So for me, let's see. This was a complete toss-up. The thing that I do find pretty cool is that, number one, they are very close in proof. They are also very close in age. But if you also notice, there is a little bit of a color differential between the toasted and the non-toasted. So to me, what you get with it is you get a lot of, number one, you get a lot of ethanol on the nose. But once that ethanol kind of goes away after the pour, you're going to hit what you really want out of bourbon. You're going to hit the caramel sweetness. You're going to get some almost cake spice to it, especially out of the toasted barrel. The other thing that you get is you almost get a burnt marshmallow over the tongue.
So what
once
you're kind of saying is you like it at the back end.
I mean, wherever it works. So
Nobody?
it all comes down to what you're looking for as far as, do you want the big heavy kick
Right.
from that, or do you want something that's a little more mellow over the top of it? I don't think that probably is over 5 years on the toasted one.
Nope, we're 2 year, and both of these are 3.5 to 5 or 4 to 6 right there. That's
Yeah.
4 to 6. That's 3.5 to 5.
They're about 5 years a pop. But I'm gonna go with Craig on this one, I think, but because there is such a lightness to the Penelope straight bourbon. So the 4 grain, you're looking at corn, rye, wheat, and malted barley. Malted barley doesn't do much of a flavor. The wheat will give you some sweetness to it. The rye gives you the spice. They work pretty well together, and I think that's why that you get enough that it makes a nice drink, and it would be a good person to start with.
And I think it's 72% corn.
That would make sense as why it's so sweet.
Yep.
Because it's sweeter on the front. It's almost like, so if you have ever had bruleed sugar, that's what I would get out of that in the front. It's a very brulee sugar.
Or like a really caramelly caramel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a heavy caramel.
Yeah, like a burnt sugar caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it definitely plays a little bit of the burnt sugar to it. I think that probably you get even more of that on the toasted barrel to me. So that's, like I said, why you're going to get the toasted marshmallow kind of
that sweetness in the very front.
But as it goes over the palate, you're looking at almost, it got to be more of a spicy to it to me. So it got more, like you said, allspice is one of them, but really kind of cake spicy to me.
Right.
So they're all three pretty sweet for a bourbon to me. But my pick to drink every day would absolutely be the toasted. My sink down the drain, because again, it just doesn't hold up as a straight pour.
No.
There isn't enough proof to it to me, and that's going to be the middle with the Penelope White. And then my save, as you said, it makes a great cocktail, is going to be the barrel proof 4 grain, because it doesn't have as much sweetness as the toasted.
Yeah.
And I think that whenever they toast the barrel, that's when you're pulling out all of those wood sugars, and so that's why you're going to get the flavor.
Yeah, you don't have that sweetness in this one that you have or this one has that one doesn't.
Right.
But you have that spice in that one in the back end that really helps change the flavor profile of a mixed drink
Completely.
of some sort.
Completely. So
especially with your pineapples and more acidity.
Right. Yeah, like you said, the acidity really plays well with it. So,
Yeah.
All right, but yes, let us know what you think about Penelope. And again, it's all brought to you by Brad
think
Carey
she's a
Realty
whore.
at unrivaledrealty.com. Again, like we said, after the big fight at Nemesis Fighting Alliance, and we saw what Brad can really do, he'll be on Dana White's Contender Series now at 205.
Is that not tonight? Next week?
No, I think he's got.
Okay.
I think he's got like 2-3 weeks that they just signed him for.
Okay.
So he's got a little time to train.
Fair enough.
But I mean, he
Hey, you
he
gotta do what
snatched
you gotta
the
do.
boy up, and it was pretty good. So yeah,
You gotta do what you gotta do.
you got to do what you got to do. So, but moving into the world of mixed martial arts,
I'm sorry, Brad.
I have one question for both of you.
No.
Is it time for Dominic Cruz to retire?
No.
Why?
he
Because
still has some
Cheeto
miles.
Vera messed him up.
Yeah, but Cheeto Vera's a gangster.
Fair.
But Cheeto Vera was also down 4 rounds to nothing and got lucky as fuck.
So you call that luck?
Absolutely, 100%.
I call it heart.
No,
That's heart.
His
my
corner
friend.
it's a
called the
little bit of
knockout
both.
right before it happened.
It's a little bit of both. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not. I'm not going to say it's not. I'm going to say that he was one tough son of a bitch, and he kept pressing, but he was down. I mean, it goes back to Sergio Pettis and what's his name?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Manuel Sanchez?
No, from Japan for the belt.
Or he got the knockout.
Yeah, he got
Or
a
the
spinning
fist.
back fist last round, knocked him out to win the
Okay,
to keep
fair.
the title or
Fair.
win the title.
But at what point in time?
I
so
think Dominic Cruz still looked good though. He still looked good in that fight.
He did.
That man
Shit
has
happens.
had-
People get caught.
He has had more injuries than the average bear in the
Knee
world of
injuries.
mixed martial- Yes.
Knee injuries. He
Which are
cannot-
terrible in the world of MMA.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But he I think he still has miles left. I do. I don't think he's had those all-out, life-changing brawls that everybody thinks he has. He hasn't had that many. His biggest thing has been fucking knee surgeries, ACLs. He can't keep an ACL in his body to save his life.
Well, but there comes a time when you gotta say, is it enough? Is enough?
Well, yeah.
He's done well as a commentator.
Oh no, he does great as a commentator. I love him as a commentator. I like Dominic Cruz. I've always been I'm a Dominic Cruz fan. I always have been.
Yep.
I understand.
Do I think he could keep going? Yes. Do I think he should keep going? No.
I think it's
is
time
he
to
pushing
retire.
40 now? Is he pushing 40?
Oh, I think
He's late 30s.
Yeah, late 30s.
Okay. I mean, there's a shelf life for everything. Just like there's
Completely.
a shelf life for me.
Right.
You know, about another 5 minutes. You guys are ready to
And
get rid
then
of me.
We're gonna pick
Right.
him up off the floor.
Right.
He'll be asleep on the speakeasy couch.
Anyway,
It's fine.
but no, I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's one of those things. He was still dominating that fight and just got fucking caught. I mean, it happens. It happens.
I don't think he dominated in a dominating fashion. It was a fight back and forth. He got put down a couple times.
He clearly won every round leading
He
up
was
to getting
winning
knocked
the
out.
3, yeah.
I 100% think he was winning. On the cards, absolutely. But
But I think it was much more even than to say it was a 30-27 fight going into the fourth
Yeah,
round. It was much more even than that. He did enough to win the rounds.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a judge. Thankfully,
think-
I'm not a judge.
But I think there comes a time in every fighter's life where there is a matter of diminishing return.
Right.
And I think
Right.
that Dominic Cruz has hit it.
Well,
And I think that we are seeing that generation.
Okay,
But I think we are seeing that generation of fighters ending.
Now, if you feel that way, what about Misha Tate's last 2 fights?
Miesha Tate needs to retire 100%.
Okay. I'm just asking.
Yeah,
But
Miesha
here's
Tate-
the thing.
We are to the point now, so we have been through the Mark Kerrs. We have been through the Mark Colemans. We have been through the
Jeremy
Matt
Horns.
Hugheses.
Yeah.
We have been through the Chuck Liddells.
Yeah.
We have been through that. We're now to the point that the TJ Dillashaws, the Dominic Cruzes, the Cody Garbrandts, it's their time now to start thinking, well, is it really time to be done?
Okay, who's the next big name after those, though?
That's the problem I think that the UFC has.
I think
Is
every
there?
promotion has that. I'm
Well,
not saying just the UFC. I think every promotion's having that
who's
problem.
the up and comers?
Right. Who's the
Well,
up and comers? I mean, we do
Okay,
have.
so if we're going to go off that track, let's go off that track. What are the promotions doing? Now, we work for some promotions. You work for Bellator. We do some other things.
Right.
The UFC is there. What are they doing to make stars now? Who's the next big star to walk? Patty the Batty? The only reason why that man is even famous is because he'll go up to 245 pounds and has that stupid haircut. That's the only thing that man has
He
going
markets
for him.
himself.
He's got a shtick,
what's he fighting Peter Yan next time?
Yeah.
but he's got a shtick.
Well, I
Sean
understand.
O'Malley, he's got a shtick because he looks like a clown.
Right. That's who's fighting Patty, ain't it? Sean O'Malley.
I don't think
No,
so.
they're not
No, he's
fighting
fighting
each
Peter Yan. I think Sean O'Malley's fighting Peter Yan.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm talking like, who's the next big coming?
Fucking, I couldn't tell you. Dude.
Exactly.
There's so many. Well, here's the problem: is there's so many UFC fucking fights. I fucking lost track, dude. Like tonight's Dana White's Contender Series. When's the
Which
ultimate?
Brad Carey will be on because of his
But
amazing
when
rear
does
naked
when
choke
does
skills.
when does the Ultimate Fighter start up again? And then you got pay-per-view this weekend, which locally Sean Woodson.
Absolutely.
Good luck to this weekend.
Good luck, Sean Woodson.
He is on. Which hey,
He watches the show. You know.
here's the thing: if Sean, I think Sean could be one of those guys.
A couple more wins, and I think he's
I
got to
think
be put up there.
Yeah, I think he could be
Okay.
one of those guys you could market.
But
Right.
because he's a
what
very
are they-
humble, nice kid.
But the problem is,
Where's the superstar at?
where's,
they're not-
where
they're
is
not
the
promoting
next
them.
Where's the next Conor McGregor?
they're not putting anybody out there like that. You hear
just don't
O'Malley,
see it.
you hear Patty.
And
I'm
it's
not going to
because
sit
they
there.
brought themselves.
I'm not going to go fight your top contenders until I'm ranked and paid like a top contender.
And
Why
that's-
am I going to go up against the best if I'm not treated as
Well,
the best?
if I'm not
They're
getting
not
paid.
showing. Well, Dana said the other day, we got the best salaries around. We're not paying anymore. They get a cut of the purse.
I
They
did find
get a
that
That's
interesting.
funny. That's funny. Didn't Corey Anderson say after his first fight in Bellator, his wife was able to retire.
Yeah.
Oh,
I believe that was the
Matt
exact fucking
Traill
words.
told me the same thing to my face. He goes, look, the grass is greener because of all that they could do back when Matt was fighting with Bellator.
Right.
But Dana
But-
said, as long as I'm here, we're not paying the fighters anymore. So you're not going to have, no matter how much O'Malley or Paddy market themselves, they're
it's
not
like-
going to get the salary or the paycheck
Well,
that they gave McGregor.
Even their goddamn champion, Francis Ngannou, is bitching about fighter pay. And I'm sure he's making decent money, but
Well, he wants to go fight
Tyson
Tyson
Fury.
Fury
Yeah.
because of the money. Now, of course, not to change, but I mean, like Sam Alvey got cut. Sam Alvey's now bucking for a fight with Jake Paul.
Right.
And it's like potentially going to happen.
I'd like to see that fight.
I think Sam Alvey messes him up. Just saying. But my whole thing is okay. So we went off the topic of what we were talking, but there are no stars. There are no stars that the promotion is making.
No.
So the
They
guys,
don't want to.
the guys who are doing it themselves are making it themselves. Paddy came up with a shtick. Sean O'Malley is a very smart man. He is taking the fights that make sense. He is throwing the money that he's making behind his other things. He's got the sponsor deals. He's got the podcast. He's got all of this other stuff. James Krause was another one.
Oh yeah.
James Krause was one of the smartest fighters I have ever met in my life as far as how business goes. He took what he made by fighting and turned it into something else. But it wasn't the UFC who made him.
Right. No.
James Krause made
He
him.
made himself.
And the thing is that we now no longer have the Chuck Liddells, the Tito Ortizes, the Ronda Rouseys.
No.
We don't have that because that generation is gone.
Well, it's kind of like who in the women's division, Amanda Nunes. That's the biggest name out there right now, and she's not very public person. Like
she got a Modelo deal. That was about it.
yeah, I mean,
But
right.
But
here's the thing, though. Going back to Dana's not going to pay the money. He paid the money for McGregor and that, and
Yeah.
those guys. He's like,
Ronda Rousey was making $3 million a fight.
right. They don't want to do that because them and the new ownership, I guarantee, aren't going to pay it. So if I don't have a superstar, do I have to pay the money? They don't need a superstar because
The brand's already there.
the brand's there. It's established.
Of course.
They don't need a
I mean, but
standout.
if you turn on Fight Pass or whatever every goddamn night or ESPN Plus, there's a fight on. There's something on from the UFC.
But I mean, I could sit and watch intern Michael over here watch old school fights because he's on Fight Pass.
Yeah, I understand.
And it's a thing, but there isn't a star coming. So let us know what you guys think on Twitter at MMA Bourbon. Who's the next big star and why? That's what I want to know is why. Actually, we're going to do, producer Matt, let's do that one as a trivia or as a poll question.
And what promotion are they coming out of?
Fair. Because Bellator has had some killer fights recently, and I know that you've done a lot of work. Tell us what's been going on.
Goichi Yamaguchi is a fucking gangster. That dude has been with us for a long time. He was there, like, I think he was signed as like a 19 when he was 19 in the Bjorn days.
So I was going to say like the Bjorn Rebney.
Yeah, like, when he was like Bjorn signed him like when he was.
Can you imagine
19.
how many people out there who have no idea who Bjorn
Bjorn
Rebney
is?
is?
Or Goichi Yamaguchi.
Fair, but yeah.
I mean, him and Neiman Gracie.
Intern Michael, do you know who Bjorn Rebney is in Bellator? Didn't think so. That's terrible.
That's your homework for tonight.
Yeah,
boy.
go find out who Bjorn Rebney is because there's
Anyway.
a picture out there with me and him.
Anyway, he hit him with an uppercut in the second round.
Yeah.
I think Neiman Gracie's soul left it for a little while. I was like, holy shit. And there was who was the other? Oh, Austin Vanderford got his shit pushed in pretty good.
I mean, let's be honest.
I couldn't believe it.
Mr. Paige Van Zandt got messed up.
I could not believe it. I mean, I knew the kid that he was fighting was a gangster. That kid was tough as shit. He's fought for us a few times.
Yeah.
But, he was coming off a loss to Gegard. And I'm like, I see that loss because it's Gegard.
Sure, absolutely. Gegard Mousasi is a monster.
Right.
Completely.
But I thought this would be a little bit more of a competitive fight with
Austin.
with Austin. Thank you. God damn,
Pardon
my
me.
brain tonight.
It's fine.
And I
what
can't
happens when
remember
Toasted
the
Barrel
kid he
will do.
fought, but he was good. He was straight down to get down.
I mean, and the whole thing is that Bellator has really been on a tear lately. I am super impressed with some of the fights that they have put on. I wish that they got the love from the sports outlets that the UFC does, because they have put on some fights that have been insane.
We've got some good ones coming up. September in Ireland, we got Vincent Henderson and Quealy, and then Melvin Manhoff and
Oh yeah, Hector Lombard.
no,
right?
not Hector Lombard. Romero.
Yeah, Yoel Romero. That's it. Yeah.
Romero. I cannot wait for that fight because I like both
And you'll
those
be
guys.
there.
Like I'm fans of both, so I'm like kind of excited.
I
So
actually
it's gonna be fun.
I
And I
interviewed-
will be there.
Yeah, I interviewed Yoel Romero about 4 years ago, and it was the hardest interview I'd ever done because he doesn't speak really good
No,
English.
yeah.
So that was it was funny, but
Well, then the Pitbull brothers, and one's fighting soon. I think they're both fighting soon. Patricio's fighting in LA.
well, that's the thing though, that Bellator has a lot of people out there who could be in the pound for pound rankings.
Well, look at Eddie Alvarez went over to
But-
UFC and won the title. Like, I mean, Michael Chandler's in
in the
hunt,
mix.
Yeah.
In the
and, you know,
mix.
and he was
Absolutely.
a champion at Bellator for a long time.
But I don't think that they get the press that they deserve. So
No, I don't think
They
so
don't.
either. I think there's quite a few fighters in our roster that could go into the UFC easily and just be in the top 10 or be vying for a title at any point.
one
Agreed.
name, Johnny Eblen. Johnny Eblen would
Absolutely,
kill everybody over
100%
there.
Johnny Eblen.
Would kill everybody
And
in UFC.
Patricio Pitbull.
Yep, completely. So
I give those two names right there
But-
a lot of praise. We've known Johnny for a long time, local kid, and just a stud and a great dude. But he would go in there and fucking wreck people.
Yeah.
but let us know who you think in the comments here on Facebook at MMA Bourbon Appreciation Society.
Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want him to go because I
No.
like him at Bellator.
Absolutely. The other thing that we had though is we've had a lot of really regional Midwestern stuff because we are in St. Louis, Missouri for our home base.
We've been
Nemesis
busy.
Fighting Alliance put on an amazing show the other night.
Completely sold out, right?
Like
completely sold out, Matt?
Done and done. Yeah, I mean they're killing on the sold out. So,
And they got another one coming up October 15th.
well, what I love about the idea of something like a Nemesis is that it gives the guys the opportunity to get their feet wet.
Yeah.
People need that. You know, I know that the fight that I really remember watching was Alex Minor. So I've known Alex for a while. He actually wrote for that MMA show for a while. He does some behind the scenes. He wanted to learn about the idea of radio and things like that, and we talked about it a long time. He looked amazing, and the kid has been training for years, but it was finally the outlet that he was able to get on that gave him the opportunity. And I think that is so huge that it's something that Nemesis does for the gyms that are the up-and-comers and things like that. So they've got the guys who get to get their feet wet. And that's a big deal because if you don't get that and you get thrown onto a AAA stage or like a Titan or something like that, you know,
It could be too much.
absolutely. You know, because it becomes it's the big lights, big stage.
Exactly.
And you got the
So-
fans at those that are there rooting for everybody.
Well, then, I mean, they
You still
do
got your own gyms
yeah,
coming
I
to
mean,
support,
you have a lot of your gym
but
support.
you still got those
But it's where
shows you get.
but it's where your grandma can come see me fight.
Yeah.
You know that's
Yeah,
that's
so you're not taking her.
amazing.
You're not taking her to some shithole in the middle of nowhere to come out and watch you fight.
Right.
You know, I mean,
'Cause, I mean, let's
we've
face
we've
it,
all worked them.
We've all worked biker bar shows.
Oh, God,
for real.
yes.
Once or
So,
twice.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you know, biker bar shows. And then we also had Shamrock Fighting Championships, which had their summer bash, which was literally one of the craziest things I have ever been a part of.
Literally, there was people in the pool watching a fight.
And when we say pool,
Like
the
a-
pool was 30,000 square feet.
Yeah.
There
Wow.
was probably 2,500, 3,000 people there.
I bet you there was more than that.
But
I almost guarantee there was more than that. I mean, that place was literally packed. And usually, like if you go to a local show, a lot of people will come and go, especially if their fighter already fought or something like that. But this place stayed packed the entire
Yep.
show.
yeah.
It was insane how many people were there and how many times I had to get people to move out of the goddamn way.
Oh.
But everybody was nice. I didn't see any issues.
No fights, no nothing.
Everybody was just there having a good time and partying, really. I mean, it was a good night of fights. It
Yeah.
really was. It was one of the funnest fight shows I've ever been to, honestly.
Yeah, it was,
And I've been
it
doing
was
this
pretty
a long
crazy.
time.
So yeah.
Yeah. hats off to Jesse and Rob. Honestly, I mean,
Yeah, completely.
The
only
and
thing
the
that was missing
regalia
that night was Jimmy Range.
Yeah,
you
and the
know, so-
regalia.
Yeah, the Regalia Resort
Regalia.
and Conference Center was a great partner in that for the show. Also, of course, now they carry Uppercut Whiskey, which is even better.
And that is in the Ozarks. If you guys ever
Yeah,
watched
if you're
the
like the
Ozark
Ozarks,
show, that's where it was filmed. I
But,
guess. I don't know. I'm talking shit.
Yeah,
Georgia.
no, but it was a great
I
show.
know.
But the thing
Arkansas.
is guys, if you like mixed martial arts, go out and support it. It
Yes.
doesn't matter what brand you follow. It doesn't matter what promotion. These guys who are in the gyms now are the next generation.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
These
we
up and
need the
coming
next
kids.
generation.
And there's a lot of kids out there
Yeah.
right now that are on the cusp of making that next step from that bottom tier
So the mid
to
tier
the
to the
mid
top
tier
tier.
to the top tier.
We're turning pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're turning
I
professionals.
mean, we got a lot of pros that are ready, that are starting to take that
They
next
need,
step.
they need the next step up to a
And-
bigger league. Yes.
But I'm
tell
really
you what-
interested in watching some of them we got coming out of St. Louis.
I'll tell you what, the one kid that did impress me over the weekend was Garrett Wells. He got hurt.
Oh.
He came back and ended up winning that fight. I think he needs a little bit more of a step up in competition next fight. He's won 5 straight.
I'm not playing matchmaker, but I am. I would love to see him fight Josh Augustine.
Yeah, that would be a good fight.
It
That'd
would
be a
be.
hell
It'd be a
fight.
tough fight. Josh Augustine's a tough dude.
Hey,
Tough dude. I mean, that kid, he's fighting next month, the 16th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
River
City. But I mean,
but there are
Rob, we got a match for you.
Yeah,
You
but
know.
there are a lot of shows. I mean, and it's one of those that go support. If you like mixed martial arts, go support them all. Go support Nemesis. Go support, Midwest Fight League. Go support one if you're in Florida. Go find one. Go support the kids that are out there making it. Go watch.
Not
the
just
shows.
MMA, boxing too. Get out there, and that's coming from an
Yeah.
MMA guy. Boxing too, combat sports. I mean, look, some of these kids are coming. This has saved some of these kids' lives.
Completely.
Yeah.
Like they could be in jail or dead, but fighting and boxing is, you might think it's violent, but it's a sport. Plain and simple, it's a sport.
Absolutely.
Like anything else, it's not your
And-
typical sport, but it does save kids' lives.
It's discipline.
It's discipline, yes.
Completely. Well, it has been a great show tonight. So we want to thank you all. Of course, you can come join us here at the Speakeasy at 1318 Niedringhouse Avenue in Granite City, Illinois, Wednesday through Saturday. Great food, great drinks. I know, guys, you have been here. Tell us what has been your favorite thing that you've had so far, other than my cocktails.
The pizza dip's good.
The pizza,
pizza
dip is
dip's good.
amazing.
And the cheese board's pretty decent. I think
Yep.
it needs to change a couple things on the cheese board, but other than that, it's
Oh,
pretty
I
good.
love
I ate the
love
whole damn thing.
I love the meatballs.
Yeah, meatballs are good,
The
yeah.
meatballs are amazing. So.
But before we go, I'd like to raise a toast.
Oh yes, this is kind of a thing for us St. Louis people. And there was a few of
I
us
guess I
who
could have
were,
another
who were
pour.
Yes.
friends with him.
I personally never met the man,
So,
but I listened to him on the radio for
and that makes you think
30 years.
that it's a friend. And
Um,
I knew him through the radio business because I
Yeah.
mean I did radio before this. And that is Jeff Burton from 105.7 The Point. He
Yep.
passed away recently from cancer. So
Prostate cancer. So
Yeah.
guys, go get your fingers butthole, get it checked, or get your butthole fingered.
wow. Okay.
Go
that
get your
was
butthole
great.
fingered. Make sure you ain't got prostate cancer. I mean,
Yes,
the man fought valiantly for a year.
Absolutely.
Very, very sad day in St. Louis. He was a good man from what I could tell.
Oh.
And he always always had a smile on his face and always made me laugh. So
He was
Yeah.
completely
He was-
respected
yeah.
in the radio community.
There-
All
well,
the stations
There
gave
was
shout
all
outs
of
to him.
those
Yes.
around the
Yeah.
Emmis in the early days, and the Hubbard afterwards.
Oh,
and-
they even ended up on ESPN and all that stuff last night.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
well,
so,
they're
yeah.
all in the same. It's all in the same
Right.
building. So yeah,
Right,
but
but-
yep. So shout out to Jeff Burton.
Jeff Burton.
Salute, sir.
And thank you very much for joining us here at the MMA Bourbon Appreciation Society, and we'll see you next time.